Hello everyone, welcome to today's video lesson on the topic word formation in the English language. In today's lecture, we will delve into the processes and methods of forming words in the English language. We will discuss different ways such as compounding, affixation, splinters, and so on. So get ready to uncover the secrets behind the word formation and expand your linguistic knowledge. So let's get started. First method of creating new word is called affixation. Affixation is the basic way of forming new words in the English language. Affixation falls into two groups. They are suffixation and prefixation. As we know, suffixation is a characteristic of nouns and adjective formation. It does not only modify the lexical stem of the words, but also transfers the word from one part of speech to another. For example, care is a noun. If we add less, it will be careless, and the parts of speech is an adjective. And prefixation is a typical of word formation in the English language. It can modify the lexical meaning of the stem. For example, from usual, we can add un, and we can create unusual. Next method of forming new words is called splinter. In the second half of the 20th century, the English word stock was enriched by so-called splinters. So what are splinters? Splinters are the result of clipping the end or the beginning of the words and creating a number of new words on the analogy of primary word groups. For example, there are many words formed with the help of the splinter mini. Actually, it's a copy produced with the clipping of the word miniature, and such as mini jet, mini car, mini cycle, and so on. All of these words denote the object smaller than normal dimensions. Next method of creating new word is called conversion. Conversion is a highly productive way of forming new words in the English language, and conversion is sometimes referred as an affixless way of coining words, and it is a process of making words from one part of speech into another without changing the root morpheme of the original word. Conversion is not only a highly productive way, but also it is particularly English way of forming words. And a number of one-syllabic words are another factor that facilitate this conversion. There are some typical relations within the converted pair. For example, verbs converted from nouns are called denominal verbs, like ape. From noun we can create to ape verb, or from butcher we can create to butcher. And the typical semantic relation within these pairs is the action characteristic of the object. Nouns converted from verbs are called deverbal nouns, like to jump. From verb we can create jump, a noun, or from to move. That means from verb we can form move. That means a noun. And the typical semantic relation within these converted pairs is the instance of the action. Okay, next method of forming new word is called clipping. Clipping is the process of cutting off two or more syllables of the word. There are three main types of clipping in the English language: apocopy, aphoresis, and syncope. Words that have been shortened at the end are called apocopy, like from doctor. If we shorten it, we can create doc. Or if we shorten the word mitten, we can form mit as apocopy. And words that have been shortened at the beginning, let's say, are called aphoresis. For example, from telephone we can form phone. And last type is called syncope. Words in which some syllables or sounds have been omitted or dropped in the middle, as I mentioned above, are called syncope. The examples: ma'am from madam, or specs from spectacles. Next way is called onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia means a sound imitation or echoism. It is the naming of an action or thing by a more or less reproduction of a natural sound which associated with it. As we know, some words denote the sounds produced by human beings in the process of communication or when they express their feelings. For example, bubble, murmur, whisper, chatter, and so on. There are some sounds produced by animals, insects, and birds as well, like buzz, cackle, hiss, moo, and so on. Besides this, there are some words imitating the sound of water, like splash, or there are others imitating the noise of metallic things, like tinkle, and so on. And there are some words imitating the sound of forceful motion, like clash, whip, or crush, and etc. Abbreviation. So an abbreviation is a shortened form of the long word or a long phrase, and abbreviations may be used to save space and time and to avoid the repetition of phrases or words. Acronyms are abbreviations, as we know, and they form it from the initial letters of the words. The words like PR stands for public relations, or CO is an abbreviation or acronym, stands for the Chief Executive Officer. And we know some acronyms are pronounced as words, like NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. All of these are examples for abbreviations. Last methods of coining new words in the English language is called word composition. Word composition is the process of combining two or more root morphemes and creating new words. Example can be bluebird, blackboard, campsite, and others. If there is a question, how can we write the word composition in the English language? The answer can be in three ways. First one, as single words like campsite, blackbird, and blackboard, or with hyphens like in-laws. And the last way is as separate words like cat food or redneck. Okay, this is the end of today's video lesson. I hope you have learned the methods of forming new words in the English language. If still you have any questions, please write them in the comments section below. Until next time, take care and keep practicing. Bye.